Hey everyone, what's poppin', what's tea? It's your girl Spicy Niche, and I am here today to talk about one of the worst dates that I've ever been on. Now, a friend of mine said I don't get too personal on my YouTube channel, so we're gonna get as personal can get, and we're gonna start talking about my dating life. Now, this is gonna be a series. I don't know how many of them I want to talk about, but this is just one of many. I'm going to put them out every Wednesday. You can expect one of the stories of my worst date. So I'm going to get straight to the story. You're going to hear me speed through like the first introduction point, just so we can get to what you want to hear and how I find myself in this situation. So I met this guy. He was Ghanaian. I met him online because, you know, in the middle of a pandemic, that's how you meet people. He shot me a DM. It was straight to the point. Oh, hey, you're beautiful. I would love to take you out sometime. Boom. So if you know me, you know I'm gonna ask you, okay, take me out to do what exactly? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and yeah, you know. So he hit me back and he was like, he would like to take me to a winery. And you know me, I'm like, oh, a winery, that's different, that's cute, you know, I'm with it. Let's go, let's see what's going on. So we went to this winery. It was very nice. You know, I was learning dry wines and wet wines, and I don't drink wine, so I was learning things, you know. I was learning things. So he's pretty much asking me, you know, if I'm okay the whole time, and I'm like, you know, yeah. And I thought it was really sweet. He dropped me off. It was cool. It was nice. Boom. So we talked, I think, once on the phone before this second date. So usually when I'm on the phone, my roommate is in the background. So that's an important detail to how we get to this second date and what happened and the main event. So, okay. The second date, we went to go get food, and then we went to Topgolf. So we went to Topgolf, you know, it was cool. So now, this is why that detail about my roommate was so important. Because he asked me, oh, how's your roommate doing? And you know me, I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm like, oh, she's fine, she traveled. And he's like, oh, she traveled. I'm like, yeah, she went, I don't even remember where she went that time period, but she traveled. So he comes to drop me back at my house. He now says he wants to use the bathroom. I'm not thinking anything of it. He said he wants to use the bathroom. In my head, I'm thinking your house is only 20 minutes away. I think you can hold it. But, I mean, I'm going to let you use the bathroom. He comes to my house. He uses the bathroom. He now sits on the couch. I'm like, at this time, it's like 7 p.m. So, you know, back then, it didn't get dark as early as it does now. So it's still bright outside relatively. So he sits on the couch. He's like, oh, we should watch a movie. In my head, I'm thinking, you came to use the bathroom. Use the bathroom and get out. I'm like, okay, fine. So he sits, we watch a movie that's like 3 hours long. So at this point, it's like 10. So, you know me, I'm like, it's getting pretty late. You know, it's time for you to bounce. He's like, oh, I'm gonna just spend the night. Huh? In whose house? Like, y'all don't even understand. I already don't like people being in my house. And now you came to use the bathroom. Now you're telling me, you're not even asking me, You're telling me, oh, I'm just gonna spend the night? In whose house? So you can imagine me. I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? What do I want to do? And I'm like, no, I think it's pretty late. I think it's time for you to go. And he's like, nah, you know, I'm just really tired. You know, I've been drinking, but you drove me back to my house, and that was like a 45-minute drive. So you must not have been drinking that much. And he's like, oh, you know, I just think it's just easier for me to stay the night. So one thing that he said to me, he said that when he found out that my roommate was not home, he was plotting. That's what he said to me. He said, oh yeah, you know, so when I found out that your roommate wasn't around, you know, I was kind of plotting. This is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say he snuck in my house, because you came in my house to use the bathroom. You came in my house to use the latrine. You now came and said you wanted to watch a movie, and I allowed you. I allowed you. And now you want to spend the night. So therefore, you snuck in my house because you had ill intentions from the beginning. Your intention was not to come in my house and use the bathroom. Your intention was to do whatever. And that's my problem, because I'm like, I don't like when people are sneaky. I really hate sneaky people. Like, y'all don't even understand. Like, I am a person who I feel like from the jump, you should let your intentions be known. You should let it be known what you're trying to do. And for you to try to deceive me in the name of, oh, I want to use the bathroom, and because you knew my roommate was not around, you tried to finesse. That right there is a problem for me. That right there is an issue for me, because you tried to play me for a fool. You tried to play me for a fool, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Are you okay? Are you mad? Like, and you can imagine, I'm just here like, so I'm trying to kick this man out of my house and he's not trying to leave. It took everything in my well-being to not call the police and have them escort him out my house. Because in my mind, I'm going, okay, Black Lives Matter. If I call the police, I don't know how it's gonna go. Like that it was around that time period. So that's where my head is at. And I'm just like, you know what? Fine. If you want to spend the nights, fine. But I just want you to know that you're gonna sleep on my couch, right? And I'm gonna go in my room. Cool. So I went in my room. I went to sleep. He came to knock on my door, and this was like 7 a.m. in the morning. He was like, I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, cool. You would think that after he tried to play me, that's where the story would end. I would block him, but that's not what I did. That's not what I did. Because sometimes I be a little stupid. Sometimes I be making some mistakes right here, you know what I'm saying? So he had been texting me, hitting me up, trying to see what I was up to, like FaceTiming me. And I pretty much was just brushing him off, because after that incident, I felt some type of way. I felt like you tried to play me. You thought I was stupid, and you tried to think that it was sweet. Like, ain't nothing sweet over here. Like, so he hit me up, and this was like 2 weeks later. He was like, oh, there's this restaurant that has raving reviews, and I would love to take you there sometime. So, me, I'm like, I kind of went because, I was kind of bored, and, I just, sometimes, I just be a little stupid, because what they say, and I don't mind, is there was playground. So I was just being a little stupid, just a little bit, just a smidge. So I now shall went. So, he made a joke while we were at dinner. And he's like, oh, that's a beautiful hotel over there. I need to go there and use my hotel points. Like, it was literally right across the street from the restaurant. And so I was kind of like, okay, I guess. I'm not thinking anything of it. Guys, we leave the restaurant. We don't even drive for up to 5 minutes. He just literally makes like a U-turn from the parking spot and pulls up in front of this hotel. And I'm like, okay, so why are we here? He's like, oh, you thought I was joking when I said I needed to use my hotel points? This is where I start an uncontrollable laughter. Like, I start laughing when I start getting angry, because I just know I'm trying to hold everything in. So I have no choice but to laugh in order to control the eruption that is building inside of me. They don't call me spicy for no reason. I got that nickname for a reason. Okay, so you can imagine I'm sitting here like, is he serious right now? Is he like, I just want to start, I started laughing uncontrollably. I'm like, let me go download Lyft on my phone because this man thinks he's playing with me. He's trying to play me. He tried to play me last time, and I was being an idiot coming out with him again. I should have just blocked him from that one incident and kept it moving. But no, I said, let me just go out small, just enjoy small. So that's when I started downloading Lyft. And he gets out of the car and comes to my side and opens the door. And so I swing my feet out the door. So, I'm in fight or flight mode. So if I need to run or get up or do anything, my feet are planted on the floor. And he's like, oh, you thought I was joking. And I'm like, no, because you're trying to play me right now. And I don't appreciate when people try to play me because I'm not stupid. I'm like, you tried to play me last time when you came over my house and said you need to use the bathroom and ended up trying to spend the night. And now you're trying to play me again when you made a joke. Because it was a joke. You made a joke. All you said was, oh, I have to go to that hotel and use my hotel points. And now this is where we are. No, I'm not with none of that. Because you think it's sweet and it's really not. But yeah, so he was like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm calling myself a Lyft home. Like, what does it look like I'm doing? He's like, oh, no, you don't have to do that. Fine. I'm just taking you home. I'm like, He tries to walk around and get back in the car. I'm like, That time has passed. So that's when I hop out the car and I'm standing on the side and I'm like, no, because that time has passed. That time has definitely passed. It's too late for that. You've been trying to play me this whole time and I'm not here for it. So at this point, it's giving catch a lift home. So he's like, oh, just cancel it. I'll take you home. I'm like, before I end up in a bush somewhere. No. It's too late. So my Uber driver, I see the Lyft, it was Lyft. The Lyft driver drives by. I call him. He's all the way on the other side of the road. Mind you, we're in the city, so it's very busy. I'm like, stay right there. I'm coming. Don't even move. I'm trotting my little self across the street to go meet this Lyft driver because I had no more time to waste. I had no more patience. I was about to punch this man in the face. Like I was up to here. I was literally up to here with this whole entire situation. So I get home and he calls me shortly after I get home and he's like, oh, I just wanted to, make sure that you got home okay. And so I text him back and I'm like, yeah, I did. Block. So that is what happened, guys. Yeah, that's what happened. Gosh, it just gets me so upset all over again because you really tried to play me like I was Boo Boo the fool. But I was being a little bit stupid, y'all. I was being a little bit stupid. But yeah, since that incident, I'm locked and loaded because I don't play those games no more. I got a taser, pepper spray, and I have a bracelet knife. So I just feel like this video, if I want you to take away anything, ladies, we have to be strapped out here. You have to be strapped up because people are insane. Let me tell you, people are insane. Mad people are roaming these streets. So when you go out with people, especially strangers, especially people that you know how it is, you meet people on Instagram, you meet people on Twitter through DM, you need to be locked and loaded and prepared for the worst. Literally, that's just what it is. I never expected it. I never expected it to go this way. I never expected it to end the way that it ended, but that's just what it is. And yeah, that's what happened, man. That's what happened, And if you have not already, please go and follow my nail page. I will put it on the screen. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if this lighting is helping, but yeah, don't mind my pinky. I hate it, so I can't wear acrylic on it anymore. But I will catch you guys next Wednesday for another one of my worst date videos. The thing about this is that it can get worse from here. It can get worse from here, guys. Like, oh God. But, if y'all can laugh at my misfortune, then, I'm here for it. So I will catch you guys next Wednesday and leave a comment, like this video, and I will see you next week.